아주 조금씩 천천히 멀어지네 그 모습조차 아름다워 바라보네 You leave me You kill me But I can't help no more I can't take my eyes You leave me
So after a 13.5-hour flight, I finally arrived in South Korea. This is my first time in the country and I'm super stoked to be here. To be honest, I had zero interest in visiting South Korea back in 2021, but during the middle of that year, I saw photos on Instagram with all the autumn colors and like so many aesthetic cafes and beautiful places all over the country that I'm like, hold up, South Korea is actually like super beautiful. And there's actually a lot of places to go out and shoot. So that's why I wanted to come here. Right now I'm at Incheon Airport and I just got the T-Money card. This is essential for when traveling on bus, subway, taxi, and everything like that. So I needed this, purchased this at the CU convenience store, and I'm about to go head out to my hotel. Also bought this peach drink from the CU convenience store because I am very, very thirsty. Oh man, this hits after a long flight. With just water and hot coffee, this peach drink hits. It's like the same peach drink that you get at the vending machines in Japan. So freaking refreshing. So in total, I'm going to be in Korea for around 6.5 days. And then I'm going to be heading out to Taiwan for 6 days and then coming back to Korea for another day. And then I'm flying back to LA. So it's going to be like a 2-week trip. Super stoked because both countries I've never been to. And I've always wanted to come to South Korea and Taiwan. And I can finally make that happen. And this is also my first international vlog that I'm doing. So can't wait to show you guys where I'll be going because I have a lot of places saved, a set of cafes, photo spots, and hopefully I could catch some of the autumn colors because that's the main reason why I'm here. My train is coming in a few minutes, so it's time to go head down to the first floor and head to Gangnam. Finally arrived at my Airbnb after 4 hours landing to Seoul. But this is like an Airbnb, I guess, but it's kind of like an apartment style hotel. There wasn't a clear like front desk. There was just one person who was like kind of manning it, and it's a self check-in process, but this is pretty good for one person. Digging the minimal, clean, modern aesthetic. You got the bed right here, just for me. Sofa to lounge and chill. Some shelves to put whatever you want. Ooh, we got even a washer here. Sink. Check out the bathroom real quick. Very bright, nice and modern. Love the aesthetic. Oh my gosh, are these the Aesop ones? I can't tell because they don't have the Aesop branding, but they must be pretty good quality. This looks really good quality too. Stoked to try these Korean toilets. Let's see how it compares to the Japanese ones. And you get a microwave too? Wow, and it's like inside this cabinet thing. So this is probably all the AC controls, but then I look to my left and there's like this glowing power button. I was like, what is this? So then I clicked it and bam! This whole shelf lights up. I have no idea what this all says, but I think this is the AC controls. I found another power button right over here. Yo, that's sick. So I was just thinking to myself that it would be great if there was a fridge here, but then I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And when I open it up, it's the fridge. It's very subtle too. It matches like the whole white cabinet aesthetic, but you'll never know. Back at one of my favorite konbini, 7-Eleven. Try to decide which drink to get for tomorrow. Good morning. It is officially day 2 of my Korea trip. Last night I couldn't really vlog that much because I was too tired and I was so hungry, so I was just focused on the food. But I went to this really good restaurant that serves chanseokgul. It was really delicious. The pork belly was pretty good. I think I may have had better back in the States, but the two things that stuck out to me that were really good were the fermented kimchi. That was probably one of the best kimchis that I've ever had in my life. And also this green onion and bits of kimchi mashed together. That was also like super good. I don't think I've ever had anything like that before back in the States. So those two, and they were like side dishes. They were amazing. So it was kind of hard to communicate because they didn't really speak English that well. So I just had to base it on my assumption, and thankfully I got by pretty good. Also, I love this place, this minimal, clean aesthetic. This is my vibe. I love the natural light that's coming through this window here. Everything is just so modern. I freaking love it. I had a really good night's sleep last night. Today, what I'm gonna do is try to catch some autumn foliage at a palace. I think it's called, let me try to look this up. I'm gonna try to go to Yeongchumun West Gate entrance today to go shoot some autumn colors. That's one of the spots that's really well known in Seoul, where there's like a lineup of just yellow ginkgo trees. So I'm going to try to capture that, and hopefully I could capture people just kind of walking around in their hanbok, which is a traditional Korean outfit that they wear. I'm not sure how the autumn foliage forecast is for Seoul at all, so I'm just gonna have to go there and see if the leaves are already turning color. And then after that, I'm gonna check out this one cafe that I've been wanting to go for the longest time. It is so sick. No other cafes in the States compares to this one. But hopefully there isn't a line for that cafe because it's pretty popular amongst locals and tourists. And then after that, we're gonna hit up another autumn spot. Hopefully there's autumn colors, but yeah, we'll see. And then I'm gonna try to get some work done today because I have some emails to catch up on and some client edits that I need to finish up. So hopefully I can finish that up in a few days. Today's really excited. It's my first full day here in Korea. Last night was super exhausting. I didn't really get to explore that much except for going out 20 minutes from my hotel to a meat restaurant. So excited for today. And as always, can't wait to show you guys where I'll be going. Let's get it. Just went through the most famous palace in all of South Korea, Gyeongbokgung Palace. It is really crowded. There's like a lot of tourists and a lot of locals that wear their hanbok, and I just got through, but it was like super crowded. It's like 11 a.m. right now, so there are still a lot of people, but I am planning to go shoot here at the West Gate. To get here, you have to go through the palace, through all the people. Hopefully there's autumn colors that show up, and hopefully I can get some good street photos, because that's also one of the reasons why I came to Korea, some street snaps. I think I'm gonna try to go here at the palace early morning tomorrow, maybe, right when it opens, to beat the crowds, so I can get some shots of just like the people wear their hanbok with the palace walls in the background. I think that'll be pretty sick. Not too bad. We got a few of the ginkgo trees lined up, but I know they're not fully yellow because they're like in between a green and yellow color. So hopefully maybe within a week or in a few days they will turn bright saturated yellow. That's the hope, but it's looking pretty good so far. Probably gonna make another trip down over here when I come back from Taiwan, because I'm gonna have maybe 1.5 days in South Korea, so I'm probably gonna stop by here again.
내 스웨터에 네 향기가.
So as you guys can see right behind me, these are pretty yellow. And I'm not sure if they're gonna be available in a week where it's like a lot more bright saturated. So I'm probably gonna take a few photos now while I still can, because you never know when the wind is gonna come through and blow them away. I know one of the ginkgo trees, the leaves are already starting to fall, so I'm gonna try to get as much shots that I need here, and then maybe I'll come back in a few days. Hopefully these trees are still yellow.
나도 모르게 내가 그토록 싫어하던 스웨터를 사랑하게.
It's over here to the right. Whoa! Korea, you're so next level with their cafes. This is amazing. Who would ever think of this? Bro, I'm on the 4th floor of a cafe. This is insane. South Korea, you outdid yourself with these cafes, man.
And I'm losing my mind. I'm losing you.
So this is my lunch for today. I got the ham sandwich croissant and the glizzy pastry. If you guys know me, you know how much I like glizzies. And we got our vegan latte drink, which has oat milk and agave syrup. Since this is a vegan bakery, they only use oat milk. Yeah, but this place is amazing. There's like 4 floors. There's outdoors and indoors. Everything looks modern, minimal, clean. I love the white colors and all these earthy tones. As you saw before, this place is based on like earthy, foresty vibes. There's like a huge like rock with like moss in the first floor, and there's like water dripping, and then once it hits the rock there's like a little bit of moisture coming up, which was super cool. I don't know how they did that, but that's one of their highlights of this bakery and coffee place. Man, this is good. I also added a shot of espresso in this to keep me awake. Yeah, the coffees here in South Korea do not miss. Time to try the glizzy pastry. Pretty solid. Ham sandwich. Also good. Probably after I eat, I'm gonna do a little bit of work here, since there's like not a lot of people up in the 4th floor. And then I'm debating if I should return back to my hotel in Gangnam or to go straight to Namsan Mountain Trail. And hopefully I get some pretty cool shots of the Seoul Tower with the autumn colors surrounding it. I'm at Haneul Park. I don't know how to pronounce it, but in order to get there, I have to climb up hundreds of these stairs to go all the way to the top over there. We're at the 140 step mark. Let's keep going. We're almost at the top. Just a few more flights of stairs. Hopefully there's a banger sunset over here today. There's a lot of people up on top.
Never been here.
Almost there to the top. Just gotta go around this bend. So I found a pretty good comp. I'm gonna be shooting from here to that narrow pathway that's over there. So I'm just waiting for someone to just come through the pathway, and I think I'll get a pretty good compression shot. so cool how this flight of stairs just light up during the night to different colors. Bro, this looks really good. I think I'm gonna eat this for my dinner tonight since I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. This was one of my favorite ice cream that I had in Japan. I'm gonna try the Korean one. Alright, I'm back from Haneul Park. That was a lot of fun. Got some really good photos and video content. So I'm pretty happy. Just went to see you to get this ice cream that I was craving. I'm curious to see how it tastes like compared to the Japanese one. Kind of melted a little bit, so it doesn't have that firmness when you bite in. I still think the Japan one is a bit better though. Ooh, this smells good. Let's see if it tastes good too. Let's dig in. Woo! It is good. It's like the same quality as Japan's. And guess how much this and the ice cream cost? So it was 9,200 won, which equals to $6.50. That is insanely cheap. And that's why I love Asia, because everything is so cheap. The next morning, I woke up bright and early to check out Gyeongbokgung Palace for sunrise. There was not a single person in sight and I had the whole place to myself. I love how the sunlight was coming through and bouncing off the interior palace walls, so I decided to take a few photos with different focal lengths. Gwanghwamun Gate is the main gate of the palace and the most aesthetic, so I got some cool B-roll shots and photos of me walking towards and back from the gate. As the sun began to rise from the left, it started to light up the whole palace and I got these cool street photography shots of the workers and people passing by. After taking photos at the palace, I headed to Nudake Cafe in Gangnam to get some delicious Korean pastries. They had so many unique pastries there, like the kimchi omeo-san, which is a mashup of onigiri and a croissant. I met up with my friend Tim as he was visiting from the States. One of the reasons why I picked the specific Nudake was the interior aesthetic. It looked like something out of a K-pop video. It was so freaking nice. I got the creamy matcha latte, kimchi omeo-san, and mango tart. The kimchi omeo-san was surprisingly good. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but they did a really great job of blending kimchi with onigiri. I loved it so much that I was contemplating on getting another one. Tim tried the creamy matcha latte with egg yolk and said it was good. Nothing too special. Then it was time for lunch. After we had that delicious lunch, we headed to Nami Island on a motorboat. We were not expecting such a fun and bumpy ride. You could take a regular boat with everyone else to the island as well. We got two butts over here. What is going on here? Yeah, and this is peak autumn colors here in South Korea. What up, Tim? Finally made it to Nami Island. We are here at Gyeongbokgung Lane Road. Trying to get a shot where there's not a lot of people, but it's kind of hard right now because there's so many people taking photos back here. That's where the Gyeongbokgung Lane is. But hopefully people are gonna start to leave because it's getting a little bit dark. Try to get the shot that we want. So beautiful out here. I am at the Meta Sequoia Grove, which are these really tall, skinny trees. There's just a ton of these trees lined up in a row. This is what I came here for. The purpose of this trip, to capture some autumn foliage, and we got it here in Nami Island. I'm very content. They got their music on point on this island. It's so calm and peaceful and relaxing. Hopefully we can get a seat at this restaurant. Oh, this place is such a vibe.
We did it!
We got it!
No reservations. Alright, let's do it. A Korean tradition is whenever we eat like Korean barbecue, we'll get like cold noodles afterwards. It's like buckwheat, so like kind of goes down smoothly, and then it's also cools us off and whatnot. Growing up, I think this was one of my favorite things. Eating at my house, like my mom made like the best kimchi stew, and like we'd eat it every day. It was so good. It's like warm, like cooked kimchi, and it has a little bit of a different flavor to it.
Common way is putting the meat in this wrap, right?
Yeah, either you can put it in this wrap over here, which is like a radish, or you can put it in like a lettuce wrap. And then put a little bit of rice in if you want. Most people like eating meat more, so they'll just put meat in. Yeah, you could add a little bit of like a bean paste that adds a little spice to it, a little bit of flavor. So you almost get to have fun with it, make it your own.
Damn, this is good. Piece of meat. Fire. Some good old buckwheat noodles for dessert. So what's the purpose of you coming to Korea for the very first time?
Great question. You know, I love traveling. Other than like traveling, eating good foods, it's my roots. Like, it's where my parents are from, and like they were born and like raised out here. My grandmother is like getting a lot older, so like she's getting pretty sick and like forgetting stuff, and we like own like a small mountain, a little like house in a small island out in Yosu. And we needed to figure out like what to do with it, and like, there were a lot of like questions in there, and my parents wanted to come out, but you know, it costs a lot of money and whatnot. And I gave them some money to come out here, and like we've never got on a trip out here together. So we met out in Korea. Like I actually went to Japan a few weeks beforehand. I feel like the true purpose was like really getting to know my parents and like the ancestors too.
Yeah.
Like that came beforehand, because like I saw where my mom grew up, my dad grew up, and like they will tell me so many stories I just didn't know about them. I think I even mentioned like in the small island where my dad's from, some people like haven't seen him for like 40, 50 years. But then regardless of all that time passing, they're just like, is this you? Like, did you come back? And then people like would remember his name. They would know his family, like all the things they did, and like they even talked about how years ago he came back to town once. His whole family, like in the whole village in the island, all came together. They got a pig and like a goat, fed him to the whole, like had a giant party for them, for my dad coming back. It was just amazing, just like really feeling that, as well as like seeing everything that they've seen like growing up. So yeah, it was like really special. Like I loved all the travel and food, but like just really coming back to my roots. Like I'm never gonna forget that.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great trip, dude. The rest of the trip.
Oh, dude, for sure. Thank you.
didn't know they had marshmallow ice cream.
I didn't know either.
That's so interesting.
It looks pretty good.
그다음 똥집 이렇게 여러 가지.
6, 1 and 10.
1 and 10.
Okay, but hold on to it tight, okay? 6, 1 and 10.
Go, another shot.
Good morning. It is day 4 of my South Korea trip. Yesterday, I met up with my friend Tim that I've known for around 4 years. I first met him when he came to my art gallery back in 2020. It was literally like a week before the world shut down. So I was finally able to just catch up with him yesterday. He was in Korea a week before I landed, so he was with his parents, and then we kind of just set up a date and time for us to just meet up. So we met at Nudake Cafe, which is like a really aesthetic croissant bakery place with a lot of pastries. Went there first, and then we made a reservation for lunch at this restaurant called Mool Zip in Changmin. That was super cool. Like the vibes were just on point. The music was perfect for the setting. The food was obviously amazing. The aesthetic was 10 out of 10. If you guys are looking for a really cool restaurant to just sit and dine in, I highly recommend that restaurant because it gives off such a traditional Korea vibe. And then after that, we took a taxi and made our way to Nami Island. You have to take a short ferry ride there, and it's really known for their metasequoia trees and ginkgo trees. It was really peak color because it was like bright saturated yellow. That's what I was looking for. So we took a lot of cool shots there and took some footage. After that, we headed to another aesthetic traditional Korean restaurant. It was called Midam Hue. I'll link all the name of the restaurants in the description below, but that was also amazing. One of the best pork bellies that I've ever had. Sometimes the plates gets really packed, so it's better to book ahead. We were lucky enough to secure a seat for just the two of us. And after that, we met up with my friend Rachel, who's also visiting South Korea. We went out to go get some drinks at the swim bar. Really cool ambience, cozy vibes. Shout out to my friend Tim and Rachel for hanging out with me. Yesterday, I woke up for sunrise at 5:40 a.m. and then I came back to my hotel at 3:15 a.m. So really long day. I'm exhausted, but today I'm heading to Busan. Gonna take the KTX train all the way over there from Seoul Station, so I'm super hyped for that. Grace persuaded me and recommended me to go check out Busan, so I made around 2.5 days just for Busan. Super excited. I got a lot of things planned over there. Gotta check out at my hotel in a few minutes, so kind of rushing, but after that I'm gonna head out to Seoul Station and finally take the train. So let's go.